So here's the situation. My '94 Civic has to pass inspection by the end of next month. It burns oil, the suspension is clunking, the passenger side window is not working, the horn's not working, the headlights are misaligned, and it's got an old automatic transmission that vibrates between third and fourth gear. But yesterday, it also, on top of this, started leaking coolant. And there's another problem, which is that the garage is located 1.5 hours away in a different city. So I can't drive it there. So I'll have to get it towed to a mechanic to get the coolant leak fixed. Only after that I can think about taking it to the garage. Welcome aboard. I'm not sure if I'm gonna make this a series or not, but I just got this camera, it's pretty cool, so I wanna make something with the camera. So first off, let's get the car towed to get the coolant leak fixed. I'm really loving how wide the angle in this camera is. This is not even the wide angle, this is just the basic. And while we're waiting for the tow truck, let's have a word from today's sponsor, which is absolutely no one, although it's me, because I make music. And this is the same channel that I release my music on. So if you're interested in my music, which you probably are not if you don't know me already, but check the music out, it's pretty cool and it's kind of unique too. This is the right side of the engine here, and to the left side of the engine there, that's where the leak is, and that's where the thermostat housing assembly goes to. So one of these O-rings might be leaking, or God forbid the thermostat housing itself is cracked or something. I hope not. I tried to look for like ruptured hoses there, but I did not see any like visible cracks in any of the hoses that were at the same area here. So thermostat housing assembly might be the culprit. You have probably noticed already that I am really not an expert in car stuff. I'm very much still a beginner. So if you have any relative tips, be sure to leave them in the comments below. It will be a very great help to get my learning skills up and running a bit easier. So thank you very much in advance. Also, I'll be frank that I have possibly the worst combination in terms of owning a car, because my daily driver is also my project car. And there's also the aspects that I don't want to sell it because it's a '90s Civic, come on. It's an EJ2, it has a sunroof, and it's cool. And it has aura. The car has aura. So I don't want to sell it. Even if I would sell it, I would still sell it at a huge loss. So I really want to make this shit work, because I also want to learn about cars by this car. I really love this camera, because I have a wireless mic here and it's actually pretty good quality. And the camera itself, it's the size of my hand. It fits in my pocket. And also I can just, for a more compact experience. Last time I made YouTube videos back in middle school, there was no stuff like this to make making YouTube videos this easy. So I'm very much liking this. Whee! Got some mastering work done for today, and now I'm editing this video on the go as well, whilst eating some soup that I made yesterday. I mean, it's alright. I ate a bit already. Right, I just got the info that the tow truck is on its way. It's a new day. Let's go see the car now. What's this gunk? Coolant level has dropped. It's kind of cooked. I think the leak is somewhere around here, around this lockup solenoid. This hose here might be cracked. I'm not quite sure. Thermostat housing might be here, but it's somewhere here, the leak. Let's see about the radiator. Oh yeah, the level has dropped. That's not good. But let me introduce you to the Civic itself. It's an EJ Civic from the year 1994. Recently, we did a job on this exhaust here. However, it's not really aligned. It's still pre-stock, but it's got some coilovers and new rims. The inside is also pre-stock. Well, an aftermarket head unit we got from the previous owner, which is good because it has Bluetooth. We got the inspection paper here. So what it failed was the emissions. It failed emissions because it most likely burns oil right now. All these are way too high on idle and on raised RPMs. It's weird because at the same time the oxygen is way up. It's 5.19 when it's supposed to be like 0.3. So oh, there's the tow truck. There's a lot to do on this car. Mitäs on järkevää laittaa tosta? Okay, let's see how this goes. It's also got fog lights that do not work. Maybe they just have to be reconnected or something, but the previous owner did some dodgy work. He cut some of this grill off for the fog lights. I don't get that. On tämmönen pieni autodokumentti menossa tästä, että dokumentoin kaikkea mikä menee vituiksi. on tommonen ysäri paskaboksi kyseessä. Niin.
Ysäri on just hyvin.
Joistain töistä vielä itse aristan tällä hetkellä, niin kaikki millä on mitään tekemistä just niinku jäähytysnesteen kanssa tai bensan kanssa. Etenkin jossain niinku bensassa, niin ehkä eniten vaan kuumottaa se, kun se on bensaa.
Joo, mutta sehän ei syty muuta kuin höyrynä. Oma auto, kaikki, siellä ei ole oikeastaan mitään vakioita.
Minkälainen auto sulla?
Missä ne 200 ääntä.
Ei saa 1000 heppaseksi kuitenkaan pistää.
Ei papereihin.
Ei papereihin.
Käydään kysyä, mihin ne halusit.
Joo, käydään katsomassa. Eikö täällä ole ketään? Kaipa sitä pitää odottaa. On siellä joku. Kuuluu joku kolaus. Moro moro. Moro. Mulla oli se Honda Civic, se punainen.
On 1.5 koneella.
Joo, 1.5. Pistin koneen käyntiin, niin alkoi pissaamaan sitä niin jostain tältä alueelta. Tonne tuohon kanssa spreijannut.
Kannen tiivisti. Oho.
Onko kannen tiiviste?
Joo. Ota hetkinen. Tästä ei ole mitään. Jos tulee tästä jostakin, ainoa yksi on letku on tämä. On. Tää rikki jo. Mä menen näin.
Letku rikki.
On. Ja tosta. Näinkö?
Katos vaan, joo. Kiitos sulle paljon.
Musta joku jäädyneste 200-250 € noin hinta pyörii. Letkun kanssa.
Joo. Kiitoksia sulle.
Moi.
So the car stays here. My baby. Now I'm just gonna head home. I'll just need to go find a bus stop somewhere. Thank God it was not a head gasket leak, nor was it the thermostat housing. It was just a hose. I wish they had smaller versions of this cheese. Get your daily fiber. Just plain vanilla is good. Should I take a beer? Kind of no beer. One beer. Sanokaa moi YouTubelle. Back home from all that walking, I had to do maybe 40 minutes of walking extra, I think. I'm a bit marinated in a thin coat of sweat right now. Posted päälle kone. Don't yes. Push it back in the sack. Eating water in the motherfucker. Turn it to the top. So in this soup we got carrots, dill, curry chicken, potatoes, what else? Urjo. So what is that? Is that celery? No, it's leek. Also we have some sweet. I'm not sure, but it's good. Then it's got some cream cheese or melted cheese. That's why the broth is creamy. I also seasoned the chicken with dark soy sauce, teriyaki sauce, and oyster sauce and lime juice. And it's good for a sore throat, I imagine. It also has some garlic in it. Alright, it's the next day, and today is also the day that after over a month of waiting I'll finally get to take off this godforsaken cast. I love the Finnish weather though. Where am I supposed to go?
Tulossa kipsipoista.
Kyllä vai?
Eikä sulla on nyt sit se kipsi ollut jo, onks melkein 6 viikkoa ollut?
Varmaan joo, kun en oo pystynyt. Mä tulin siinä Puolasta tuossa viime viikonloppuna, niin...
Lähdetään nyt vaan saksilla sit nipsuttelemaan. Ja mitä sä olit tekemässä?
Olin matkalla lääkärille ja kaaduin sillä matkalla sitten mun sähköskuutilla, kun tuli liian kova kiire jostain syystä.
Joo,
niin
joo. Noin, saa tulla sieltä sitten.
vapauttava tunne.
Hyvä.
Kiitoksia sulle. But now, a quick shower and let's go see the car. I can finally wear long sleeves again, just in time for winter. Pop a painkiller and let's go. Now I'll just have to be very careful with this hand because it has no cast now, but it's still very sensitive, so let's not trip.
Stop calling me. Yes, man, chill.
Hyvää päivää tai iltaa. Oliko se millainen duuni?
Se oli vähän joo.
Vähän peijaiset.
Joo.
Kiitos paljon.
Jes, ei mitään, nähdään.
What we're gonna do now, we're gonna head to the western port of Helsinki to get an SD card for this camera, and after that, let's see. You can see some smoke coming already from the tailpipe. What I've noticed is that the longer I refrain from using the car, the more smoke blows out the tailpipe the next time I turn it on and go for a drive. And especially on raised RPMs, like if I somewhat floor the car, a bit after a cold start, it blows more smoke. So what I've learned is that that's more of a symptom of worn valve stem seals. Basically, when I'm not using the car, the oil accumulates on top of the valves, and because the seals are broken, the next time I turn the car, all that accumulated oil starts seeping into the cylinders. That could also explain why the smoke blowing from the tailpipe is not a thing after I've used it for a while, since there's not that much oil accumulated on top of the valves and the stem seals. If the smoke blowing from the tailpipe is constant, that might be more of a piston ring or an oil control ring problem, because then the oil is seeping through the control rings from the crankshaft area. I'm seeing a little bit smoke coming now, but it's also a bit cold, so I'm not sure if that's just like steam from the hot exhaust. I hope it is, but damn, I hope it's not the piston rings, but we'll make it work if it is the piston rings, but we'll see what we do. Well, it didn't blow that much smoke now. What is that? Oh, it's Suzuki. Also, what comes to the transmission, when I'm driving at city speeds, like between 40 to 60 kilometers an hour, it starts slipping. If I put the gear selector to D3, immediately stops slipping. I kind of want this transmission to last, because I don't want to get a new transmission, at least yet. I mean, used transmissions are pretty cheap for this car, but they're still pretty sketchy buying a used transmission with a rusted flywheel. I don't even know if a rusted flywheel is actually like an issue or not, but it looks dodgy at least. We recently changed the ATF on that. Speaking of ATF, the pipes that I thought were cracked were actually just the ATF cooler pipes. So, learning something new. It's good that I have the documentation on this car. Without those, I would be so clueless. Brother, oh, what time is it? Wait. It's the second rush hour. And also, coming back to cold starts, there might be some problem with the alternator bearings, because the alternator, of course, it's old. So during cold starts, I start hearing this kind of whining noise, which after a while goes away. So I'm not sure if it's the bearings or the pulley or something, but that has to be looked into. Power steering is a bit stiff. Let's go get that SD card. Ooh, 60 hertz. No, thank you. No. Some more here. Where are the SD cards at? Oh, look at this. It has two desktops. On this little thing, pretty cool. Still no SD cards. What the hell? Let's play some Forza. Brother, I swear the layout in this store changes like every time I come here. Oh, is this new? Well, these are speakers too. Hey, kind of wanted to buy the Osmo Pocket, but as you can see, price is a bit steep. Why does it not specify what aisle it's at? It's so annoying. Start a podcast here. Look at this teeny tiny deck. Started DJing with the older version of the Flex 2, which was the DDJ 200. For some reason, I cannot find SD cards at all. Tosta.
Jop, siinä.
Mä oon tosi sokea. Kiitos. They're right over here. Even with these glasses that have the strength of like 4.5 plus, and I'm still blind. Yeah, there's still oil. They changed this hose right here at least, and possibly this hose as well. So this goes to the heater. That was the one that was ruptured, and this goes to the radiator from the thermostat housing. Now we can actually get to the bottom of the real problems, which are in this motor. I'm looking at the receipt and I'm kind of perplexed about how do you put 100 euros on spare parts? Did he get an OEM hose? Like a genuine Honda hose? Oi. Oi. Boy, cruising down the street in my doohickey.
Ne kattaa sitä worldbuildingia vitusti.
So it's the next day, and overnight I've developed a fever, which comes at a very bad time because tomorrow I was supposed to have a gig, and now I'm sick.
Right, I'm feeling a bit better, not the best, but I gotta do something today. We gotta go change the summer tires to winter tires, as well as I have to go check the coolant situation. I had to cancel a gig today because I'm still a bit cold-ish or flu-ish. Alright, let's see.
Oh yeah, there is some coolant on the very bottom. Now it's on the minimum. Yeah, the oil's good. All right. Is it running a bit rough? Alright. Well, we're here to get a stethoscope for the car at least. It's a pretty decked out shop. There it is. I also get a spark tester. Why not? The problem is that I installed new spark plugs, but because the car runs a bit lean due to the vacuum leak, I'm not sure if it's now starting to fuck up the spark plugs, because they were these kind of like thin tipped.
As you can see, they've got this like a thin tip there.
Right, today we'll try to find the source of the vacuum leak and hopefully get it fixed.
Taitaa olla laturilta.
Tohtori, se kerran on verraton.
Ei kuulu mitään.
Kuuletko, nyt se rupesi sihisee. No se mun mielestä on imu vähän voimaa. Sormi eteen. Mitä täällä tapahtuu?
Nyt ei oo melkein ollenkaan imua. Ei se on toi letko.
We are going to Motonet.
Mä unohdettiin ottaa se letku messiin.
Onks meidänkin hyvin?
Tähän me saadaan mittarin se helppo.
Joo, sehän toimii. The air goes in that direction.
Kyllä se pitää. Äsken se ei kyllä pitänyt.
Tiedätkö mitä sä voit
Pidä. Hyi saatana, hyvät naiset ja heikot, menkää tehdä noin.
Is it actually leaking PCV valve?
Yeah, drive it finger.
Oi vittu.
There's our phone. Herranen aika.
Onpahan kiinni. This might be the potential culprit. Hose leaks and possibly the PCV valve leaks too.
Hello there.
Vähän samaa näköä, mutta...
No.
15 milliä. Tää on 14 milliä.
Koitetaanko?
Vois koittaa.
Toiminis tuohon.
Näinikö?
Kiitoksia.
Kiitoksia sulle. Tästä se väkerryskaninkolo alkaa. Sit ruvetaan väkertämään. This is my work. This is work spot. Do you know what I forgot to bring? I forgot to bring a marker. You can still kind of get it from here. A rough estimate.
We can use the old hose.
Totta kai. If I take it here, twist and turn it. Before we do this, we will need to unbox the cutter itself. Welcome to unbox therapy. Let's take off the PCV. Now we have roughly the same. Where was the new valve? It was in my pocket. Then we will just have to kind of... It fits there at least. Then if it also fits in this here. Where did I put the light? Or did I give it to you? Or is it in my backpack? Now I just see this dot. I did crosshair for myself now. It just fits. We just have to kind of wiggle it in. That is actually not that bad. Nice and tight.
It fits like motor to fodder.
Yes, now we can test.
It seems to be worse than the previous one. Why is that? Is it fucking the wrong way?
Okay, I turn off engine.
Yeah.
Did you suck or blow now? So we might have had to at least check that these two valves flow the same way, because I think this flows the other way than this valve. Also, it does not have a spring mechanism like this one. It's supposed to have a spring mechanism, like if you shake it, you hear something jingling there. There is no jingling in this. This is kind of shit. Well, for that hole we need a grommet.
It goes there like somehow. Put this way. And we need to connect.
That seems very sketchy. We can treat this as the last resort at least. At idle, make sure there is a clicking sound from the PCV valve when the hose between PCV valve and intake manifold is lightly pinched with your fingers or pliers. If there is no clicking sound, check the PCV valve grommet for cracks or damage. If the grommet is okay, replace the PCV valve.
If I shake the PCV valve, there is a clicking sound. It kind of jingles, but said it's leaking, but I think it's supposed to leak. Well, no, it's not supposed to leak, but it's supposed to have that kind of suction feeling. Engine suction test. With the engine running and warmed up, locate and disconnect the PCV valve hose. Place your finger over the hose's open end. If the valve is working correctly, you should feel a slight vacuum suction pulling on your finger, and the engine's idle speed may momentarily drop, then stabilize. If there's no suction, or if the idle speed drops too much when pinching the hose, the PCV valve could be stuck open or blocked. But there was suction, so according to this, it's working fine. What's going on?
Tää tulee moottorista tänne.
Ja tää menee imusarjaan. Tai mä laitan nyt tänne näin.
Okei.
Okei.
Pidäpä siitä. Otetaan tuo letku tosta vekka. Tää pitää kyllä vähän, ähkästä tonne. Tottapa tuokin. Jumalauta, nyt on väkerrystä. Lubrikatsioni. Se on ihan hyvin siinä. Meneekö se tuohon?
Toi.
Boom. Yes. Okay, this is system. How much do we need to cut it? Maybe not much. Bada bim, bada boom. Is it too short? That is nice. I think it's there. If we take off the valve, then see like that. And if we get suction, it's good.
If we get suction, it's not good.
So if we put the old PCV valve back. Sehän toimii normaalisti.
Aika kumma homma tää kyllä, että tää niinku vuotaa.
No sitä mä vähän mietin, kun mä katsoin, että siellä oli kans tietona, että siinä pitää olla imua.
Oi helvetti.
So we did this all for nothing, but at least we learned something new about PCV system. But now we have hoses for other stuff. Is there a crack in this? Would that even work? Even if I see no light, it could still have a leak.
And as always, thanks for watching.